Within every culture there is a story. The roots of hobo culture can be found deep throughout American history. Originated in the 1860s when the Civil War ended, hobos became a part of the American culture until the 1940s, when the amount of hobos began to decrease. Hobos were defined as migratory workers or homeless vagabonds who started off their lives as discharged veterans, hopping on freight trains when they were on their way home or looking for jobs along American frontiers, following railways west aboard the freight trains in the late 19th century. Lives of hobos were dangerous due to the fact that each day was unexpected and different. Jack London, a famous hobo, once said that the hobo never knows what is going to happen the next moment. Hence he lives only in the present moment. Due to the Great Depression that occurred during the 1930s, there was an increase in the number of hobos who began to live the unexpected life that Jack London had described. The Great Depression began with the stock market crash of October 29, 1929, otherwise known as Black Tuesday, which forced many people to lose their jobs. The unemployment of workers during the time of the Great Depression rose from 3% in 1929 to 25% by 1933. As well as causing more than 9,000 banks to close during the 1930s, which millions of people lost their life savings. From 1929 to 1933, the U.S. gross national product, a measurement of how many goods and services are produced in a year, dropped by 33%. As a result, there was an influx of jobless and homeless people who struggled to find jobs, as well as places to live as they traveled around the country, passing through small towns in Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona. The people who became refugees and migrated were usually young men without families who wandered from one temporary, poorly paid job to another. According to the estimates by the National Association of Travelers Aid Societies and the U.S. Children's Bureau, approximately 25,000 families and 200,000 boys and young men were on the move during the decade. Southerners headed toward the industrial cities in the Northeast and Midwest, especially those from rural areas, while Midwesterners attempted to make their way toward California. This disaster worsened as the Dust Bowl, a time period when a drought and dust storms destroyed many areas, caused the number of hobos to swell up to as many as 1 million people and become refugees of the Dust Bowl. Farmers lost their livelihood as an increasing number of farms failed or became mechanized. In 1934, the U.S. was estimated to consist of approximately 1.5 homeless people, including whole families and abandoned children. Among the hobo population as a whole, many of them were young people who were either recent high school graduates or college dropouts. Young, old, middle-aged people, white and black, whole families, including pregnant women, sick babies, and young childless couples were all considered as nomads.